In this series of videos, I'm going to compare the ability of the vector apps Illustrator, Inkscape, and Affinity concerning patterns. And just an introduction, patterns are usually applied like tiles. So in here, we've got a tile that looks like this, and then they are applied inside shapes like bathroom tiling. So we've got lines and we've got columns, and that's how they are applied. Patterns themselves can have a repeat logic that is completely different. I would recommend you take a look at the Wikipedia article on wallpaper groups in order to find out about the repeat logic. So let's get back to the patterns themselves. So this is how patterns work inside of vector applications. And in this series of videos, we're going to take a look at how the three different apps perform. And we're going to take a look at the following things. We're going to compare if the patterns are vector-based, if there are ready-to-use presets that can get you started and that you can use to learn from them, if they are adjustable, so if you can adjust some options inside of the shape, such as rotate the pattern or scale it. And then we also take a look at if the patterns are dynamically editable, so that when you edit the pattern tile, that the tiling inside of the object adjusts to that. We're going to take a look at the assisted creation of repeats. So does the software help you in creating that? And inside of that example, we can see something of that. So we've got that yellow circle here, which is cut in half. So when you have that situation, for instance, does the software help you with that? And then in the end, we're going to take a look at different repeats. Does the assisted creation also support different kinds of repeats as in that wallpaper group? So let's start with Illustrator. In Illustrator, when you want to use a pattern, you can go to the swatches panel, and then there is the library button, which takes you into the default libraries, and there's one for patterns, which has decorative and nature graphics, but the most useful is the basic graphics section, where you find, for instance, basic graphic lines. And in order to apply that, you select whether fill or stroke, and then just click on that pattern. When you have applied it, it gets added to the swatches panel, and you can also adjust it. So in order to do that, you can just double click the transform tools. I'm going to use rotate, uncheck transform objects, enter whatever angle you want this to be, and click on OK, and then you have it adjusted. The same goes for the other transform tools. You can also edit that easily by just double clicking it. Then you enter a pattern editing mode where you can take the selection tool and then, for instance, change the color of this stroke, click on done, and then this gets reflected immediately. So there is a dynamic link between that, and you immediately get it updated inside of your object. If you want to create your own custom pattern from scratch, then you can either start with some object, or you can just go to Object, Pattern, Make, and then first of all adjust the pattern bounds. So that's the size of your new pattern. You can just adjust that. And then when you have done so, then you can start and draw some objects. There should not be a pattern inside of them. So let's just draw them like this. And you can use any of the tools to create objects in that. You can also have pixel artwork inside of here, so you can place your raster images inside of here to get a raster-based pattern. You can also mix the two. And whenever you have an object that crosses or touches that border, such as this one, then you see it gets added on all the relevant sides, as you can see in this preview area. So this is just a preview that's surrounding it, which shows you how your pattern will look on the object. So this is a basic repeat. So this is just a simple repeat that repeats it in the rows and columns. But you can also change that by shifting it to the side or shifting it to the bottom. And there's also a hexagon repeat, and you can adjust to that to create more more sophisticated looking patterns. Whenever you're done, click on Done, and then you can select your object and apply your own custom pattern. As we have seen in Illustrator, the patterns are vector-based, they can be pixel-based, they can be mixed. You have ready-to-use presets that are adjustable, so you can rotate or scale them. They are dynamically editable, and the pattern inside of the objects in the file adjusts. You have an assisted creation for your repeats, and there are also different repeats supported. Next up, we're going to look at Inkscape.